Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We really wanted to do a Christmas series this November, December, take you through the different parts of a Christmas dinner and show you some recipes that are affordable and that also don't take too much time or too much stress. Today we're going to start with some snacks, 4 snacks that we would love to make for Christmas. First thing we're doing is a Kahawai vogel. Vogels is a really popular bread in New Zealand, but you can find other alternatives for the bread as well as the fish, just any smoked fish. You can make this wherever you are in the world. We're also going to do a potato and onion focaccia, really cheap. We're also going to do a Caprese salad. We're also going to do an eggplant dip. All of the recipes will be in the caption as well as on AliceTaylorEats.com. I guess we should get started because there's 4 recipes to make in this video. So we're going to start with the focaccia. You can make it in a bowl or a container. You don't need an expensive stand mixer for this. We're going to start by weighing out 250 mils of water, warm water. And then we're going to go in with 8 grams of yeast. Any dried yeast will work. If you've got fresh yeast, just use double the amount. Give it a little mix. And I'm just going to let this sit for like 5-10 minutes. It's going to dissolve, we're going to become a little bit frothy, and then we'll add everything else in there. So in the meantime, we're going to get some other stuff ready. We're going to start by grilling this eggplant. This is for our eggplant dip. It's really easy. You just chuck this on the grill, or if you have the barbecue going, put it on the barbecue. We're gonna cook it, turn it around until it gets really nice and soft. And as you go, you're just gonna keep turning it with tongs, obviously. Also gonna peel a couple of potatoes. One is for the focaccia, and then this other little one is gonna be for the Kahawai dip. So I'm just gonna do it now. And I hate peeling things, but in this case, it is worth it. Let me know as well, what country do you come from and what is the sort of food that you'll be making for Christmas? Small potato I just chopped. I'm gonna just boil it until it's really nice and soft because we're gonna mash it into the Kahawai dip. This potato I'm going to really thinly slice, as thinly as possible. If you have a mandolin, you can definitely use that, or if you have one of those weird food processors that does this, then that's great. Into the bowl with a little bit of water. We'll cover those. That's so they don't oxidize and get all funny. A little pinch of salt, and then just set that aside for later. Back to the focaccia. Now we're going to add all the other ingredients, starting with 400 grams of high grade or strong bread flour. You could probably also just use all-purpose flour and it'll be fine. Teaspoon of salt, and then we're also going to add around 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using olive oil. You can use whatever you have, whatever you like. And now we're going to use some sort of spoon. I'm actually going to use a fork, and we're just going to roughly mix it together. And we're not looking to make it really smooth at the moment. Just bring it together till it's a nice shaggy dough. That's perfect. And then you're gonna let this sit 10 minutes, and then we're gonna do a couple of folds. Really easy. We'll see this guy in 10 minutes. This does take a while, so just keep turning it around. You want it to be nice and soft. We're gonna prepare the toast for the smoked fish Kahawai pate. This is called Vogel's toast. It's really iconic here in New Zealand. So to all of my New Zealand followers, I'm sure you know what this is. This is sort of a seeded bread. I'm sure you have something similar in your country. I keep the bread in the freezer because otherwise it just goes moldy. So we're gonna defrost a few slices. Just gonna pop them in the microwave for a few seconds. We're gonna slice this into long pieces, but you can do whatever you want with it. We used to call these like soldiers. I don't know if that's weird, but in my family, you'd have like the eggs with the soldiers you'd dip into. It's meant to be, people. All right, we're gonna toast these until they get nice and golden in the oven. It's been 10 minutes as well, so we're going to give this bread a quick fold. It'll be nice and soft. It would have been a little bit elastic before because the gluten gets tight. Now the gluten is relaxed. Just do a couple of folds. And then we're gonna let it sit for another 10 minutes and then we're gonna fold it again. And as you can see, it's already gotten so much smoother. This is called Kahawai. It's a fish in New Zealand, and this only cost me $16.99 per kilo. I'm gonna put the different price up between this and salmon. I think salmon's over $90 a kilo, and I feel like salmon's so popular at Christmas time. Nothing wrong with salmon, but this is a great alternative. It's also not farmed, which I love, and it's much cheaper. So obviously the flavor is a little bit different. It's quite strong, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some milder ingredients like potato and yogurt to it, and it's gonna be delicious. Just gonna take this off the bone. If you do buy kahawai on the bone like this, be careful. Make sure you're not getting any bones in there. Wherever you are in the world, there will be a version of this, a really beautiful local smoked fish that's much cheaper than salmon. Next, we're going to shred it into really small pieces. Potatoes are nice and soft. You want them to be really, really soft. Gonna drain them to the kahawai, yay! Gonna quickly give these a little mash. The great thing about adding potato is not only does it make it cheaper, but also the kahawai is quite strong, so we're gonna make it a little bit milder. We're gonna add around 4 to 5 heaped tablespoons of yogurt. You can definitely use sour cream, but yogurt is what we always have, and it's cheaper, but I just like it more. Now we're gonna add some fresh herbs. We have this little very baby garlic, similar to chives, and some fresh mint, but add whatever you have, whatever you like. Add a little bit of lemon zest and lemon juice. A mix. Super easy. Look at that, delicious. Give it a taste for seasoning. So good, but need some salt. Definitely some pepper. Bit more lemon, I think. And also some pepper. And it makes a lot, you know. Look at that. All of this kahawai was only $5. These look great. Let them cool down for maybe 5-10 minutes, and then we're ready to serve our kahawai on vogels. So if you wanted to, of course, you could place like the pate on each piece of bread, little squeeze of lemon, line them all up. But in my family, we just do it a lot easier than that. We'll pop this into a nice clean bowl. Good drizzle of some olive oil. A bit of some pepper. And then I'll just take a little bit of mint as well, and you can dot it around. But keep it really easy. And that's your first snack. I'm so excited to eat this, but we have to continue cooking for now. Now we're gonna do the last fold of the focaccia. Couple of folds, and I feel like I didn't explain it well enough before. So basically, I'm gonna wet my hands just a little bit so they don't stick. Don't use any more flour. And then basically pick it up like this, and you wanna fold like, almost like clothes. You wanna fold this part under and this part under. So it's like this, and then you're gonna do the same thing again. And yes, there's a special technique, but honestly, people, it does not matter. As long as you're sort of folding it in on itself, then that's good. This is ready now to rest for 30 minutes, and then we're ready to bake the focaccia. Couldn't be easier. We didn't even need it for like more than a minute. The focaccia is now ready to be placed on the tray. We're gonna use the same tray, same baking paper as what we use for the vogels. I'm just gonna put a little oil on my hands. We're just using an affordable oil. Use anything that you like. Generous amount on the tray. And then just slowly by slowly, push, stretch it out. Let this proof now for 20 minutes to half an hour, and then we'll put on all the toppings and bake it. Our potatoes are ready. We're just gonna slice some onions now. Onions are super cheap this time of year especially. into a bowl, and we're going to add lots of salt to this. It's going to help soften the onions, draw out some liquid as well, and it's going to make them cook a lot nicer. So really good pinch of salt. And then massage it into the onions. And then let this sit for whatever time is remaining until your focaccia is ready, 10 minutes at least. Eggplant is nice and soft and cooked. If you're finding it's taking a really long time, chuck it in the microwave for a couple of minutes and it'll help soften it. Cut the eggplant in half and then use a spoon to scrape it out. Roughly chop it. Into your bowl. And then I'm going to add some garlic. We have this little baby garlic from the garden, but you can just grate like a regular garlic clove in. 3 heaped tablespoons of yogurt. Good squeeze of lemon juice. If you have any more zest, you can definitely add that in. Dash of olive oil. Season it up, salt, pepper, chuck in some mint as well. Into a bowl, little bit of olive oil on top. Any leftover herbs you have, and again guys, you can use literally whatever green herbs you have. Basil would be great, chives, and that's it. Your next little starter done. This is going to be great with a focaccia. Alrighty, our focaccia is ready. You can push some holes into it with your fingers if you want. Drain out the water. Perfect. A lot of starch has been released from the potatoes. We want to layer the next piece on, but only just slightly, like 1 millimeter of overlap. If we did any more than that, then the potatoes would be too thick and they won't cook in time. And then on the other half, we're going to put the onions on top. And quite a lot, so do not be alarmed, but it is onion focaccia. And of course, if you like just potatoes, you can do this whole thing as potato, vice versa. So see what you like. We just wanted to give you a couple of options. Little bit of oil on top. You can add some herbs if you like. We're just going to keep it plain. 220 degrees for 15 minutes. Oh wait, I didn't. See ya. We're finally at the last snack, Caprese salad. It's a classic for a reason. We're gonna start with 1 sliced tomato, and we like to slice it, so put the little bit where the stem is, I don't know what to call it, the top on the side. This is the way we're gonna cut it. You're gonna get more even pieces that way. And you're going for around like 3 millimeters, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. Now we're going to slice our mozzarella. This mozzarella we've left out for around 3 hours. It's much better at room temperature. So if you are making the salad, just make sure to do that. I'm just going to layer 1 piece of tomato and then the mozzarella on top. And that's it. A little bit of olive oil on top. Touch of salt as well, especially on the tomatoes. Place some basil in there as well. There we go. Perfect. That was the quickest one, I think the quickest snack that we made, and it's honestly one of my favorite things to eat. Beautiful. Look at that. Ooh, very hot. That looks stunning. Nice. Very nice. And then to serve, you just literally cut it into pieces, and that's it basically. And then we have it, all of the snacks that we would be making for Christmas. They're affordable and they're pretty easy to do as well. We're gonna serve this outside today, but we wanted to give you a little close up of how everything is looking. I am so excited to eat this, oh my goodness. All of these recipes will be in the description box as well as on AliceTaylorEats.com. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. We had so much fun making it. Make sure that you're subscribed because we're gonna be posting Christmas on a budget videos every single week.